What's going on, guys? It's Dewey here. Welcome to episode 14 of TerraFirmaGreg. I did quite a few things off camera. In my inventory right here, I made a few new tools. I made a reinforced hang glider, which was a pain to get. Elytras need polyvinyl butyrol, which is just a whole line that I'm not dealing with or gonna explain. I also made a new chainsaw. I also made an EV mining drill, which can mine out a 7x7 area, or 7x7x7 area, I should say. A crossbow and a butcher knife for extra meat from animals. I also made a distillation tower for wood vinegar, which gives me acetic acid, water which is just pumped out, then ethanol, methanol, acetone, and methyl acetate. These are useful throughout different other processes, so they'll just be useful periodically. In my PTFE setup, I made a clutch for fluorine, so if this lever is down, it'll disable the fluorine being pumped in from here, which is connected with a redstone link. Oop. Change this a little bit. I also made a large chemical reactor to make sulfuric acid much cheaper because before I had to make sulfur trioxide, which came from sulfur dioxide, which needed oxygen sulfur obviously, but now I can make it with just sulfur and water, which water is much more accessible thanks to this little setup. So that's really nice. That really saves me on oxygen. Not like I need oxygen right now. I'm quite stocked on it. Same with all the other gases. In the clean room, I did revamp the setup. I did learn from a video that you can use a machine hole to pass AE2 into your clean room, which was very useful. Using pass-through hatches were very annoying, so I redid all my AE2 automation, which is much simpler and much more straightforward. Or auto crafting. I also made a third CPU and expanded the other two, so that way they now have 6K storage and 6 coprocessors. And yeah, today's episode is going to be another like last time. I made quite a few things on my to-do list. First up is the infamous oil line, and then we have uranium refinement for future uses, which I'll explain in a little bit, and then make a greenhouse for food and make a kitchen in the base, only if I have time to. These processes aren't going to take too long like last time. The oil line, I found a spot for heavy oil. So what I'm just gonna do for right now is have the heavy oil be drilled from the ground, which is then distilled, which is then chemically reacted to make the base unsulfurized version of the sulfuric products, which shouldn't take that long. As well, uranium processing is also not too bad. I did mine some uraninite off camera, which has to be combined with hydrofluoric acid and more fluorine to get uranium hexafluoride and water. This is then centrifuged into enriched and depleted, which is then further electrolyzed, uranium-235 and uranium-238. Uranium-238, this is for EV superconductors, which is uranium triplatinum. And the greenhouse, I am running very low on food. This is the only food I have because of TerraFirmaGreg's spoiling system. Storing food right now is very annoying and just not worth time. So I've just been relying on my little garden over there to aid me in my food stocks, which I'm really annoyed with, and it's just way too slow for my food consumption. I did make all the components for the greenhouse. All I have to do is actually set it up and supply it with fuel. And yeah, I think that's everything I did off camera. I think now it's time for a little oil processing montage. I'm recording right now.
Oh shit. Yo, everybody stop. Tell them I said. Just tell them.
It's gonna
Drop
be
a
in a
like.
montage.
Bro, everybody drop a like. Make sure. What's the like goal doing for this video?
3.
Alright, 3 likes. Guys, we need it. We need 3 likes. Everybody. That's all I gotta say.
Okay, so that took nearly an hour, but this process is done. I'll quickly explain it. How it works is that this Advanced Fluid Drilling Rig Mark II is drilling heavy oil from this chunk, which is then put into this distillery. Alright, we're good. Good chunk borders. Always make sure your machines are in one chunk. If they are in different chunks, they'll be really weird and operate really weirdly. So anyways, this heavy fuel will be distilled into sulfuric heavy fuel, light fuel, gas, and naphtha, which are then transported through quad fluid pipes into chemical reactors. These are then processed into hydrogen sulfide and unsulfurized product, which is then outputted to here, which then goes to these super tanks. I just have to get naphtha, and that should be it. I'm not going to process these any further for today, at least. I know these have, like heavy fuel, for example, can be steam cracked, which is a whole nother line of things, which is why I have this cracker over here. I haven't finished it, obviously, but this will be for future processing of oil. And yeah, I know it looks like a mess of piping and stuff, but I'm not going to like do export buses and interfaces and all that stuff just for something I could do like less expensively. So alternatively, I could have just connected these chemical reactors straight to the outputs and then just ran it up here, have power, and then like that. So this whole thing can just be removed, but it's whatever. It's not too big of a deal. I'm just happy we now have all of this stuff. Now, also to mention is that these fluid chunks will inevitably run out. Like as you guys can see from this chunk I'm standing in, it has, I'm presuming 112,000 buckets. I'm not sure how to correctly read this, but I think it's 112,000. But whenever this will run out, it will just stop working, obviously. What I'm probably just gonna do is move it around the base. This process won't be changed in the slightest, I'm pretty sure, because the only distinction between different oil types is the amount of items that are produced. Like standard oil is still a sulfuric heavy fuel, sulfuric light fuel, sulfuric naphtha, sulfuric gas. Heavy oil is just more heavy fuel. Raw oil is less so. Then we have light fuel, and then that's fish oil. Okay. And then light fuel is just more sulfuric gas, and it's just all the same processes, or same results from different oil types. God, I yapped way too much. Cha-ching. Now, I'm just gonna skip this for right now. Now we're gonna do the greenhouse for food. I have everything I need in here. Now where to put it?
Okay, $19 Fortnite card. Who wants it?
Okay, this spot should be good for right now. I'll probably have to add some like synthetic lighting because it's a greenhouse and it probably needs light. And boom. There we go, that fits. I should probably... Where's my wrench? Let me move this up here, as well as change the input and output buses. Now, boom, boom. This should... There we go. Now it's working. Or now it's a multi-block. Now all we have to do is run benzene over here. Okay, now that this has power, we should be able to start growing crops. Let me get some fertilizer. Now what should I grow? I'm thinking apples. I don't have any apples. Potatoes? I do have some potatoes. Boom, boom. Wow, that's loud. And it takes 800 seconds for like 3 potatoes. That's great. Okay, well this is cooking. And, well, I get to check this off. Cha-ching! It's now time for uranium refinement. Now, in here, I do have a bit of uranium, uraninite, and pitch blend. I just have to further process these, which I'll start now as soon as I put on my hazmat suit and eat some potatoes, like I'm a Russian in the 1950s. Let's take some uraninite and begin processing. I do have a bit in here as byproduct from thorium. I have some from thorium processing. So this will be my example. So uranium hexafluoride needs hydrofluoric acid. So that's 1. More fluorine and uraninite. So this needs 1, 2 chemical reactors. This also needs a centrifuge. And a electrolyzer. Finally, no way. It's already... What the fuck? I can't even eat them, bro. What the? Great. Now this just doesn't work. God damn it. Oh god, that's annoying. But anyways... No, I don't want to see you, fuckers. So anyways, so I made a few components. While making the drill, I accidentally made a fluid regulator, which is just an EV pump in 2 circuits by accident. So that's what I'll be using. I'll explain this in a little bit. First, we're going to need power, so let's just bring a few gas turbines over here. Boop, 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 pout, pout, pout. And then we need some wires. So first thing we're going to need is hydrofluoric acid, which will be right here. I have to expand this out a little bit. Here we will be importing into the machine, I should say, nitrogen and fluorine. This will then be outputted into here, into the second one, which will export uraninite. I have to wait for the ME interfaces. Now, do I sound sick? I have no clue. Anyways, this will get uraninite, more fluorine, and the hydrofluoric acid. This will then need an export bus, or import bus, up top for water, to get rid of that yucky stuff. Like, who really needs water. Am I right? God, what the fuck is wrong with me? Anyways, this then needs a centrifuge. So will then be outputted to a centrifuge. I probably need a filter exclusively for uranium uranium hexafluoride, I should be saying, so that way water doesn't get put in here by accident. After this is centrifuged, I'll do an electrolyzer with this. We're gonna need to have this get hydrogen and fluorine. Now this needs a pump. This needs a pump set to import. Okay, so then now this should make hydrofluoric acid as soon as I have. There we go. Okay, so now this is working. That is chewing up through my fluorine gas, but that's fine. That shouldn't be that bad. Now this needs uraninite. I'll have it be like 64 at a time, as well as more fluorine. Oh no. I'll actually have instead no. Damn it. Well, what I'll have instead is a export bus, so that way I don't have to have a conveyor and a pump. Now that we have an export bus, we can boop. Now if we add this will be processed into uranium hexafluoride and water. To have this shut up, let's grab a sample of this to put into our fluid filter. So now that that's working, we should be able to just, there we go, that's getting centrifuged into depleted uranium hexafluoride and enriched uranium hexafluoride. This is then being electrolyzed, will be imported back into the system. So that way we recycle the fluorine in the uranium hexafluoride, as well as bringing the uranium into the system, which, now that I think about it, means we probably need a container specifically for fluorine, which will be this. Okay, so that took like 5 minutes to make, but now that we have an import bus, we should be able to import uranium-235, uranium-238, and fluorine gas back into the system. Now all I have to do is put this, where did it go? Now all I have to do is put this uraninite back into the system. This will be further processed, and this should then be electrolyzed into first bit of uranium. God, that's loud. Uranium-235 and fluorine. I don't even need a fluid regulator now. It's just nice to have, I guess. Now let's see if this fluorine gets put back into the system. And it is. Okay, that's nice. So I'm pretty sure there's zero loss to our fluorine when it's crafted. Or I still have extra. Hold up. I'm pretty sure there's zero loss to fluorine when this is processed, which means we should now have, which is basically infinite fluorine for processing, I should say. It says that fluorine is fully recyclable in the reaction, but you'll still need around 40 buckets to bootstrap. What does that mean? Okay, whatever. Which I have, so now this is fully automatable. It just takes I think electrolyzation, which is fine. I'm not using uranium anytime soon. Uranium is likely only going to be used for this plutonium, which is unlikely because there's plutonium veins in the world. Obviously the uranium triplatinum dust for the wire and for radon. Radon is really annoying because we can't make it until we get a fusion reactor. Semi-renewably, we're gonna have to use the uranium-plutonium air method because Ender air is just non-existent because we can't go to the the end dimension, obviously, because this is realistic Minecraft. That's great. This is fun, right? Now I'm just gonna decorate this, and this should be good for the video. And ching, I'll probably do this one off camera. It's just building and like taking apart things and then putting things back together, just in like a closer proximity to the main base. Like this is the old kitchen. It used to have aqueducts before I had to fill them in to expand the lab. It also has some like aged whiskey and vodka, as you do. Just have, 20 buckets or 30 buckets worth of vodka. Can I drink it? Oh. Alright, making a mess full of vodka, that's great. And why is this sweep right here? Yeah, I haven't used this in like who knows how long. And the cellar is basically empty. It just has like ice in it. There's some fruity fluids. I don't know why. But anyways, I'm probably gonna move this into a new part off camera. And I think that will be where I wrap up today's video. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys found it somewhat informational. Hopefully you guys liked it. And yeah, have a good one, guys. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.